Our next guest has struggled with her appearance from a young age, and the bullying she endured because of it has had a significant impact on her self-confidence. Let's have a look.
Growing up, I always did have the round face and the double chin, but I never thought much of it until I was a freshman playing soccer, and another player from the opposite team yelled, "You can beat her fat ass." And from that point on, I saw myself as fat and unattractive. After that incident, I stopped all sports. I did gain a lot of weight. I went up to over 200 pounds. I was bullied. People would say stuff like, "Oh, you're gonna eat that?" That I looked like a bird because of my pointy nose. I was so self-conscious all throughout college. I didn't like to talk to people. I didn't like to go out at all. I was hiding. About 3 years ago, I was putting on some jeans to go to school. They didn't go up. They stopped around mid-thigh, and I decided that I had to become a healthier person. I started going to the gym, I started to eat healthy, and I ended up losing about 60 pounds. I was very proud of myself, but my face still looked the same, the double chin and the fatness of the cheeks, so that's really discouraging. It's just hard because it's obviously what people see. It's like your first impression of people is their face.
After much thought, Daisy made a decision to seek help from board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Rady Rahban. Let's have a look.
So today's the big day. I have surgery scheduled at 8 a.m. I am a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I'm super excited because I've been wanting to do this for a really long time and it's finally happening.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
You ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. So today we're operating on Daisy. We're doing a combination of procedures and together they're gonna create a lot more balance in her face. We're gonna go ahead and start with a rhinoplasty for her nose job. So first thing we're gonna do is take down the hump or the bridge of her nose. So what we just did was we took off a piece off the bridge of her nose. Cartilage goes here into the pocket that we created in order to support the nostril. You can see from the side profile that the hump is gone, tips rotated up. We have to get the fat out of her neck. So we're gonna add just a little bit of fat, a little bit of contour in areas where she's deficient, where the chin implant will not reach. All this does is just supplement or maximize the effects of the chin implant. So what we have here now is the chin implant portion. So we're just gonna slide this implant into the chin through that pocket. Then we just center it. So we're at the end of the case right now, and the last part is taking out a very small amount of buccal fat or cheek fat, and that's the amount from the right cheek. Okay, so we've completed all of Daisy's procedures, and I think she's gonna love it.
And Daisy is here with us today. Before we reveal her new look, let's remind everyone what she looked like before the operation. And Daisy, if you're ready, let's see what she looks like now.
Yeah. Well, you look happy. You have one heck of a smile working. What do you think of the results?
I love it. Everything was absolutely amazing. Dr. Rahban did such an amazing job. I mean, those pictures they speak for themselves. I've been wanting to do this for so long that, I'm just so happy.
And it looks so natural. I mean, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
So really excellent result because it's just a very minor tweak, but it really, you're glowing, you're confident, so.
Yes. I feel like I look a million times better.
Well, you were in the best of hands. Dr. Rady Rahban and I are longtime colleagues, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Obviously, you've got a very happy patient here, but take us through a couple things, your facial analysis on Daisy and why you decided to do the things you did to address those.
Daisy's situation was very compelling to me because Daisy had very large cheeks, which are beautiful, but she had a lot of fat in her cheeks, very weak jaw, and some fat that she had stuck in her chin, and her nose wouldn't have improved with diet and exercise. That's obvious. She was already working out. She has beautiful bone structure in her cheeks, and so with just taking a tiny amount in the buccal area, just a small amount, it really accents her beautiful anatomy in her cheeks. No amount of diet and exercise is gonna give her a strong jaw. She just wasn't born with it, and that's fine, but we can enhance her chin, and we can put a little bit of enhancement in her jawline, and by taking a tiny amount of fat, which as you know and I know, it doesn't matter, you could be this thin and still have it, all of a sudden she went from being maybe a little out of balance to in much better balance. And I think she looks fantastic.
Yep, we all do.
And I'm actually really...
I just had a question for myself and for our viewers. Obviously, there were multiple stages to this procedure, and some of these might have all even been separate surgeries in different people. When you combine different procedures like that, does it increase the risk to the patient, and does it prolong the recovery time?
In essence, she had two major surgeries, right? She had her nose done and she had her chin done. Those are two major bulk of the surgeries. The other things that we did were just adjunctive. Remove a little bit of fat from her cheeks, which is a 20-minute procedure. We take out a little bit of fat from her neck, which is another 20-minute procedure. And we actually added fat along her jawline, which is another 20-minute procedure. So in theory, yes, the more surgeries you add, obviously, the risk will go up. But in this instance, I think the risks, which are going to be very minor, were well worth it. And in terms of recovery, again, understandably, if you do 5 major surgeries, it's going to take longer. But I don't think, again, the recovery was that much more significant and well worth, I think, the benefits.
I agree. The benefits of doing it all at once, address all the issues that bother her, address the issues that you want to accomplish to create balance. Only one anesthesia, that's a big plus. And really, you're recovering for everything at the same time. You know, you need a week, 10 days for the nose itself. You add the other procedures, it really is not going to add recovery time.
Daisy, what was the process like for you going through all of this?
I was a little nervous going in, but everything went by really smoothly. After 1 week, I was good to go. Obviously, I still had swelling, but you know, if people saw me, they didn't know.
And I'm really glad in your story, Daisy, that we're talking about the psychological element, because this is something that you wanted for you. And we always talk about that. Dr. Rahban, I applaud you for treating not just the facial structure, but the person behind that. Dr. Dow, you're still here with us. Daisy knew this was right for her. How do people determine psychologically when it's the right decision?
Yeah, I think the first question you have to ask yourself, is this a subjective or an objective problem? If a problem is subjective, meaning you think in your head that your nose being fixed, in your head, your nose is a huge problem, but objectively, your nose is fine, that is not an objective problem. That's subjective, right? So that's the first question. The second question, and this is one I have for you, Daisy, in our lives, we have all these cubby holes. So imagine we have a cubby hole, and your physical appearance is one cubby hole. Human beings, if your physical appearance is the only cubby hole that you are filling, that's a problem, right? Mm-hmm. If you fill all the cubby holes in your life, your family, your friends, your service, your spiritual life, and hey, if you want to fill that cubbyhole of physical appearance, then that's okay. Human beings get into a lot of trouble if physical appearance is the only cubbyhole that we get obsessed with. Daisy, are your other cubbyholes filled?
Yes, they most definitely are.
Great. And no wonder you look so happy, right?
You know,
Doesn't it make
Dr.
sense?
Dow, such great information. And Dr. Rahban and I, as board-certified plastic surgeons, part of our certification is learning. We're tested on when to say no, to do plastic surgery for the right reasons. This is for you, not for somebody else. You're seeking realistic results, something that's in keeping with the rest of your body. You're not expecting life-changing events to happen by changing your appearance. So, you know, Daisy was right there on all of those areas, and that's what good plastic surgery is.
And Daisy, I have to say, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
I love seeing you smile, but also acknowledging that you've spent your life being bullied, and this is all a big adjustment. We actually set you up with Dr. Dale White, who's a licensed psychologist through Alliant International University Psychological Services Center in your hometown, so that you have someone to talk to as you make this transition, and we're just so happy and proud of you.
Thanks
for sharing.
Thank you.
Dr. Rahban, wonderful work. And Dr. Dow, thank you as well. We'll be right back.